851, turn right heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
In January, Northern Pacific Airways flew me out from Australia to the United States. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the unveiling, from the event itself to all the other incredible moments experienced. This is also a unique video here on the channel that might not be for everyone, but one I'm incredibly proud of, so stick around. Arriving at LAX, the first port of call was to hop on a shuttle to LAX IT. LAX IT is a 10-minute ride away from the main terminal and is home to Uber, Lyft, and all of your other taxi services, handy for long journeys or maybe even short journeys. Upon boarding my Uber, I was greeted by a United billboard promoting the Boom supersonic aircraft. Let's see if that ever gets in the skies though. I did have the pleasure of staying at the Mission Inn Spa and Resort located in Riverside, about an hour and a half away from Los Angeles International Airport, and is also around 20 minutes out from San Bernardino. And as you'll see in the following clips, and generally throughout this video, it was very easily the most beautiful hotel I've ever had the pleasure of staying in. The hotel has history oozing from not just the incredible lighting, but the various memorials throughout, the architecture, and so much more, and it was definitely a pleasure to be able to stay here. Having shown you now outside of the hotel, it was time to dress into my smart casual, which I didn't purchase of course 3 days prior, and head downstairs to the first event, a meet and greet hosted by Northern Pacific Airways, located in none other than the Presidential Lounge, where I did have the pleasure of meeting the President of Northern Pacific Airways, who was very kind, and we talked a lot about the airline. Outside the lounge are portraits of previous presidents. This is a touch you would obviously expect for the President's Lounge, and it's quite cool. There are 6 restaurants located at the Mission Inn, and the grounds are maintained to perfection. It's an absolutely beautiful hotel, to say the least. Moving back inside the hotel's lobby, various seating areas can be found, and I think these are absolutely perfect to work with your laptop in between meetings, or to generally just get out of your room if you feel the need to. Walking outside Riverside was an interesting one. I came across a beautifully lit up building, and this is California Tower, an 11-story international style low-rise building with the main usage being offices. The second day consisted of my first ever interview with an executive and generally someone in my life. The holding room was room 125, right across from room 126 where I was staying, and after completing the interview, which can be found on the channel, I had the opportunity to explore the courtyard, recommended by Rob McKinney's incredible executive, and my oh my, I was not disappointed. Sit back and enjoy the view. Upon returning back to the room, I got a paper copy of the event itinerary, and this was purely for souvenir and memory purposes, but generally it did just give me a great idea of what the plan was for the main event that would be occurring later that evening. Using my DJ's Aviation pen and Northern Pacific Airways book, I penned down some of your burning questions to ask various executives of some of the aviation companies attending at the step and repeat interview. An almost red carpet experience, but I did not have the chance to do that. Oh, and here's a postcard from Northern Pacific Airways. Before I leave, here's the highly anticipated room tour that I'm sure you are all very excited to see. It's a very nice one-bed king suite room with a desk, TV, and much more. Let's move first though to my shoes. I have dress shoes, which again were not purchased 3 days prior, and some runners, but I will admit the runners were far more comfortable and did not give me blisters. On the bedside table, some lip balm, a very trusty camera case for my Canon, and one of the most important things you'll need while traveling, a display folder with all my important documents, like my vaccine passport and so much more. Spare masks, you simply can't go without that, alongside a power bank battery charger. Now this is to charge up my iPhone should I potentially lose battery, however I did not actually need it once during the trip. Still though, handy to have. Packing cubes are a genius device when you're packing and definitely make everything a lot more compact. Here is my camera bag, give you a little sneak peek of my Sony a7 III. That is a new camera with an 18 to, I believe, 70 lens, but do correct me on that. I haul that around every single day. On top of that, we have the amenity box, which you will actually be seeing later on in this video. You'll get to see what was inside that, although if you've been closely paying attention to this video, you will have seen already some of the various things featured. My tripod, which I use for plane spotting clips and obviously to record some of the clips you've seen today. The bathroom is simply what you would expect from a regular bathroom. You have your sink, toilet, a shower that is also a bath, something that again is very much expected of a hotel bathroom, as they will usually incorporate the two. There's a better view of my bed. Let's move across to some of my cables, and I emphasize some because this is not even half of the cables I have. There's various chargers, which I did in fact label prior to leaving, as I figured it would be pretty important to remember what went to what. This is the G7X charger. On top of this, we have a Panasonic charger. That is the charger for my power bank, and trust me, there are so many more that are also on the desk. There's funny stories about the cables, and you can check out the DJ's Aviation podcast for that. My Shure SM7B microphone, which this video is being recorded on, and all my videos and podcasts are recorded on. And this is a great look at the menu that you could order if you wish, or potentially go downstairs to eat. However, I did not eat at the restaurant. That was just my own personal choice. Trusty passport, very important, of course, when it comes to traveling. This was the Delta travel kit that I took for myself. It has, I believe, yes, a blindfold, washcloth, and earplugs. A business card, if you are at all interested. I handed a few of these out, and if you are watching this and got one of these, I hope you enjoy the new business cards that I made. My very, very important Collins diary. This is where all the planning, and I guess you could say the mastermind of how the channel operates and even the podcast is. This is how I make my plans. It gives me an idea on what I need to write, what videos are going out, and I highlight things that are done. As you can see here, I was planning videos to go live while I was away. These were all pre-planned videos, and you could probably remember a few of those. This is really the main thing. My lanyard, my Next Era 2022 unveiling event for Northern Pacific Airways VIP lanyard that I am in the process of getting framed, along with a boarding pass. This is what I wore while I walked around the hotel and the event, and just sort of showed that I was a part of the event, and I will cherish that every single day. This is my desk. This is where, I guess you could say, the magic happens. My hard drive, one of the many hard drives, and this one is strictly for photography. My Audio Technica headset. This is what I do all my editing, music listening, and I guess just always wear them. This is my MacBook for anyone that was curious. I do not know the specs on it, but it is very good. This is another hard drive, although it's labeled as the UK, it is home to all my LAX videos. The Panasonic HC VFX1, this is my camcorder that I do all my plane spotting with and a lot of other videos. This is my Focusrite, this is for the Shure SM7B to make the audio sound far better. You've also got my mouse, phone, and various adapters. In the room there was also a chair, which I didn't use, mainly just to store clothes, but I certainly didn't sit on it. Outside, I had a very beautiful view of the grounds, lots of palm trees, which is something I guess you would expect, but certainly added a lot to the overall hotel, if I do say so myself. Taking a look back at the room, we have the bed, cables, the TV over in the right now, and of course the suitcase in the corner, and that's pretty much the room tour. At around 4 PM, we did indeed leave the Mission Inn Spa and Resort, headed on a 30-minute journey to San Bernardino International Airport. One thing as an Australian that's fascinating about the United States is not just that you drive on the wrong side of the road, but the sheer size of the motorways, spanning across 8 lanes for each. After arriving at the wrong location, we finally made it to the hangar where the event would occur, where we waited outside for a little bit. A look at the Northern Pacific Airways amenity kit for those that are interested in this type of thing. As noted in my interview with Rob McKinney, Northern Pacific are great admirers of the Iceland Air model and will look at Anchorage as their home to connect people from Asia to the United States with a stopover in Anchorage. While we could not go inside the aircraft, Northern Pacific did have their seats on offer, and here's a look at them. What are your thoughts? Do let me know down in the comment section below, as I know there'll be a lot of people that do love all things seats, and they'll have very strong thoughts on this. Of course though, let's now move on to the main event, the rolling in of the first 757. During the press conference before the unveiling, Rob McKinney spoke for a while, detailing more of his plans for the airline, and in addition, we were able to see the introduction video for the Northern Pacific Airways branding and overall airline, which personally for me, gave me goosebumps.
What makes one that much different from the other? Perhaps the answer has less to do with new planes and more to do with new ideas, ingenious new routes, a transformational loyalty program, greater freedom to transact and exchange. Who could ask for anything more? You can. Introducing the next era. Streamlined, bold, distinctive.
Having taken about 1,000 photos and 500 videos, we were last on the bus that left at around 9 PM. And during my stay, I was fortunate enough to be given an amenity kit of my own, full of lots of goodies. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring the box back. The box, as you can see, is beautiful. It's what you'd expect. Now, personally, straight away, I actually thought that it was a model aircraft, and I said to the lady that was very kind and helped me that I could not bring this back as I thought it was a model. But no, it's an amenity kit courtesy of Northern Pacific Airways. The box is very elegant, and as someone who loves branding in general, as you may have been able to tell already, I love the way they executed this box. I love the livery, and I love everything about it. Let's though get properly into the box now, beginning off with right at the top, the Northern Pacific Airways postcard. This doesn't reveal the livery as of yet, it's the black silhouette, but still very nice, and I have taken this home with me. The next item, as you can see at the back there, is a mug, which again has the Northern Pacific Airways plane from underneath. And personally, a very nice mug that I've got now on my desk, just as a way to remember the experience overall, as well as generally everything that was provided in this amenity kit for me. Although, as you can see now, we're getting in more of the clothes. I got a Northern Pacific Airways cap, which if you know me, I do like my caps, so I've already been wearing this many times. A Northern Pacific Airways beanie, which personally I will maybe be wearing when I go to Canada, but as for now in Australia, it's probably not the best. Once again, the Northern Pacific Airways notebook. Now, this is something that you've already seen in this video, but why not show you again? Very good quality, and I did enjoy writing in it, and obviously, I felt very professional at the same time. A Northern Pacific Airways pen, but I believe this is actually a fine liner. Got a little card, the next era welcomes you. On behalf of the team at Northern Pacific, we'd like to welcome you. Please accept this handy amenity kit, and the general branding for Northern Pacific is the next era, if you will, of travel, and that is something that has been throughout. Onto the clothes, there was a very nice vest, and this one does fit me. I got all small sizes. I did not necessarily have a say in the sizes, but this fits me very comfortably over a hoodie. We got almost like a, I guess you could say, jogger or something you'd wear for the gym. I'm not entirely sure the name on this. This also fits me and was very, very comfortable, and I did quite like it. Finally, I got a t-shirt that does not fit me, so maybe if I do a giveaway or if you see me at a local airport, you can grab that if it fits you. But very, very cool to get some pieces of clothing as well, and certainly not what I expected. Having left Riverside, my journey was not over. I spent 5 days plane spotting at Los Angeles International Airport, taking 6,000 photos and 500 videos for B-roll and social media posts across DJ's Aviation. I met families and many people who came down to say hello. I appeared on airline videos, and here's a taste of what you're going to be able to expect on the YouTube channel. Headed back to Melbourne meant I had to take an airside bus with Delta, where I was lucky enough to get up close with a 767 as it arrived at the gate. Indeed, an experience I won't forget, and getting this close to an aircraft this big is memorable, and one that puts it all into perspective at just how incredible these machines genuinely are. As you watch the in-flight videos, I want to recap. I am eternally grateful to have spent a week in the States and attend this event. I started this YouTube channel at the age of 14, and now I'm 21. This was my first experience that I've ever had like this, and it's, at the end of the day, down to you. Every single one of you that has encouraged me, watched one video, supported me, critiqued me, and generally made me better. I'm no machine. There's no scriptwriter, researcher, editor, filmer, or photographer like many other brands that you may watch have. I'm just a one-person show, and I'm very proud of myself to be able to achieve things like this. Thank you all seriously for everything, and whenever this ride ends, I don't know when that will be, I'll hold moments like these very, very close to my heart. To Claire, Dana, Peter, and everyone else who organised the experience, thank you for making, at the end of the day, an aviation enthusiast at heart have a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time for regular programming here on none other than DJ's Aviation.